Have you ever stopped to ponder how climate change might be impacting your health right here, right now? It's an unsettling thought, and one that isn't often at the forefront of our minds. Yet the reality is that our bodies are intricately tied to the environment, and the rapid changes in our climate are affecting us more than we may realize. Picture our immune systems as a finely tuned orchestra and the environment as its conductor. Each instrument or part of our immune system takes cues from the environment to play its role in harmony with the rest. But what happens when the conductor starts to lose the beat? Well, our immune systems can't keep up, and the music, or our health, suffers. Climate change, pollution, and the loss of biodiversity are conducting a discordant symphony. The air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat are all subtly changing, and these changes are playing havoc with our immune systems. Our bodies are struggling to adapt to the rapid pace of these changes, leading to a rise in immune-mediated diseases like asthma and cancer. Our immune systems are designed to learn from and adapt to our environment, but the environment is changing faster than our bodies can keep up. The result? Our immune systems are being thrown off balance. On the one hand, toxic pollutants and the loss of biodiversity mean our immune systems are under constant attack. On the other hand, the lack of positive environmental exposures means our bodies are not getting the chance to build up their defenses. The fallout from this imbalance isn't just an increase in illness, it's a shift in the very fabric of our health. Just as a butterfly flapping its wings can cause a storm halfway across the world, these invisible changes to our environment are causing a health crisis right under our noses. Climate change isn't just about the weather, it's about our health too. So next time you think about climate change, remember it's not just about melting ice caps and rising sea levels. It's about you, your health, and the unseen impact of a changing world. Can you put a price on health? What if we told you that every dollar spent on climate change mitigation saves $3 on healthcare costs? This isn't a wild claim. It's a conclusion drawn from a paper published in the journal Frontiers in Science. These researchers from all corners of the globe are sounding the alarm, advocating for urgent action to safeguard a healthy future. And they're not just talking about the health of our planet, they're talking about our health, your health. Here's the thing, our environment has changed drastically, but not for the better. Increased emission of pollutants has fundamentally altered the world we live in, and our immune systems can't keep up. From an evolutionary perspective, our immune systems are designed to respond and adapt to our surroundings. But these changes, they've been too swift, too harsh, leaving our immune systems struggling to cope. The cost of this inaction is more than just monetary. We're paying for it with our health. Toxic pollutants damage the epithelial barrier, a critical line of defense in our bodies. When this barrier is compromised, we see immune dysregulation, leading to a surge in immune-mediated diseases such as cancer and autoimmune disorders. Meanwhile, our lack of exposure to suitable biodiversity prevents our immune systems from calibrating correctly. This drives up the rates of allergies and asthma. Rising temperatures alter pollen seasons, starting them earlier and making them last longer. The pollen released provokes stronger allergic reactions, exacerbating allergies and asthma. It's not just about taking action for the sake of our planet, but for the sake of our health, our survival. Every dollar spent on mitigating climate change, on reducing emissions, on improving air quality is a dollar invested in our health. It's a dollar that could save us $3 in healthcare costs. So the question isn't whether we can afford to take action on climate change. The question is, can we afford not to? Natural disasters aren't just catastrophic in the moment, they have lingering health effects that can last for years. The frequency and severity of these disasters are on the rise due to climate change. Wildfires in particular bear a significant brunt on public health due to their far-reaching impacts on air quality. Picture this. A wildfire rages across a forest, consuming everything in its path. As the flames dance and the smoke billows, an invisible threat enters the air: pollutants. These pollutants, including particulate matter and other harmful substances, are carried by the wind, spreading for hundreds of kilometers. They infiltrate our homes, our workplaces, and our lungs, posing a significant threat to our health. These airborne invaders don't just disappear when the fire is extinguished. They linger in the environment, contributing to immune dysregulation. This means that our immune systems, the very mechanisms designed to protect us, can start to malfunction. The result? An increased risk of a range of health issues, from respiratory conditions to autoimmune disorders. Moreover, these pollutants don't just harm our health, they also contribute to the warming of our planet. This, in turn, increases the likelihood of future wildfires, creating a devastating cycle of destruction and disease. But let's not forget about the indirect health impacts of these disasters. The stress and trauma associated with experiencing a natural disaster can lead to mental health issues, including anxiety and depression. Furthermore, the displacement of people can lead to overcrowded living conditions, increasing the risk of infectious disease outbreaks. So, you see, the health impacts of a wildfire, or any natural disaster for that matter, are far from over when the flames are extinguished. They persist in our bodies, our communities, and our environment, serving as a constant reminder of the urgent need to address climate change. Remember, when we talk about climate change, we're not just talking about the health of our planet, we're talking about our health too. The health impacts of a wildfire don't end when the flames are put out. Climate change doesn't affect everyone equally. The most vulnerable in our society are the hardest hit. It's a harsh reality that the world's most vulnerable bear the brunt of climate change's impact. This disproportionate burden of climate change is not just a matter of geography or wealth, but a reflection of deep-seated social inequalities. Picture this: a child growing up in a neighborhood with inadequate access to quality food, clean air, and safe housing. This child is already at a distinct disadvantage. Now add the impacts of climate change to the mix. Rising temperatures, more frequent and intense natural disasters, and the increased spread of diseases all contribute to an environment where this child is far more likely to develop immune-mediated diseases. An inadequate diet, for instance, can weaken the immune system, making it less able to fight off illnesses. Lack of access to the natural environment means fewer opportunities to build a robust immune system. And unsafe housing can expose individuals to a range of harmful substances that can lead to immune dysregulation. Climate change exacerbates these existing vulnerabilities, making it more difficult for those most at risk to adapt and survive. For example, rising temperatures can make it harder to grow food, leading to malnutrition and further weakening immune systems. Similarly, increased frequency and severity of natural disasters can destroy homes, forcing those affected into temporary shelters that may not provide the basic necessities for maintaining a healthy immune system. The impacts of climate change are not just environmental or economic, they're deeply personal and human. It's about the child who develops asthma because of increased air pollution, the farmer who can't grow enough food because of unpredictable weather, the family who loses their home in a devastating flood. And that's why our fight against climate change is not just about reducing emissions or protecting the environment. It's about ensuring that every individual, no matter their circumstances, has the opportunity to live a healthy life. It's about addressing the social and economic inequalities that make some individuals more vulnerable to climate change than others. The fight against climate change is also a fight for equality and justice. It's not enough to just acknowledge the problem. We need to act, and act now. This is the resounding message from a global team of researchers in their paper published in Frontiers in Science. They advocate for a two-pronged approach to climate change: adaptation and mitigation. Adapting to climate change involves making changes in our day-to-day lives. That begins with our diets. We need to opt for local organic produce, reducing the carbon footprint associated with food transportation while boosting our body's resilience against disease. Next, we need to rethink our living conditions. Housing should be safe, clean, and designed to withstand environmental changes. Buildings can be designed or retrofitted to be energy efficient, reducing emissions and energy costs. Access to nature is another crucial element. Regular interaction with the natural world exposes us to a variety of microorganisms that help calibrate our immune systems. Urban planning should prioritize green spaces, giving people easy access to nature's healing touch. Agricultural practices also need an overhaul. Sustainable farming techniques that respect the soil and biodiversity not only fight climate change, but also ensure the food we consume is nutrient-rich and free from harmful chemicals. The second prong of the approach is mitigation. This involves taking steps to reduce our carbon footprint. That means cutting emissions drastically. From using renewable energy sources to reducing waste and promoting recycling, every little bit counts. Improving air quality is another key aspect of mitigation. Policies need to be put in place to regulate industrial emissions and vehicle exhausts to ensure that the air we breathe doesn't compromise our health. In essence, the call from scientists is clear. We need to adapt to the changes that have already occurred and mitigate further damage by reducing our impact on the environment. This isn't just about saving the planet, it's about saving ourselves. The health of our planet and our health are inextricably linked. The more we damage our environment, the more we damage our immune systems. It's time to take steps to safeguard our planet and in doing so, safeguard our health. The future of our health depends on the actions we take today.